PRC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
This is James Spann. This is the afternoon edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Monday, the 22nd day of June. It's a hot summer day, but what do you expect in June here in Alabama? Let's take a look out the window with our Skycam network. First off, the view coming from downtown Birmingham. That's looking north from the top of the Daniel Building. It's a sunny and hot day. Temperatures are generally in the low 90s. At the time I'm doing this update, about 2 o'clock, we'll see many spots edging up there toward the mid-90s. And wouldn't it be nice to be here? Oh, love looking at that camera this time of the year. That's the Gulf Shores Skycam from the top of the Phoenix All Suites, looking right down over the public beach. And like we've said for the past several days, weather down there just fantastic. On the immediate coast, the water, which is running at 89 degrees, keeping daytime highs close to 89, the air temperature. But, of course, once you get inland by a few miles, they're up in the mid to upper 90s up in the air. And if you like the mountains, how about Mount Cheaha? That's a sky cam there. Looks like there might be a controlled burn going on out there in the Talladega National Forest, which does happen from time to time, but the sky partly sunny and really some storms not that far away from East Alabama. And you can see that the heat ridge is beginning to shift a little to the west. It's like that 588 line is the boundary where storms can develop. And notice on the eastern side, a convective mass over Tennessee moving down into Georgia. And that's prompted a severe thunderstorm watch for those areas. That watch in effect until 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central Time tonight. That runs right up to the Alabama border. That includes Chattanooga, Knoxville, Rome, Georgia, the Atlanta metropolitan area, and a number of counties up in North Georgia, including the northern Atlanta suburbs, are under severe thunderstorm warnings right now. And you know, by golly, we might see some action like that over East Alabama tomorrow afternoon as the heat ridge continues that slow westward drift. So just keep in mind, should begin to see some convection firing tomorrow. And even this evening, there might be a storm near the Georgia border. But it's hot, and I think you know that. There's a look at the numbers. And, of course, the hotter readings are right underneath the heat bubble. Seems like our friends out there in Oklahoma and Arkansas are the hot spots. Looks like Oklahoma City is near 100 with upper 90s through parts of northwest Arkansas. Now, down at southeast Alabama and southwestern Georgia, those folks have been baking down there. Dothan, we're a little concerned those numbers are a little anomalous. They're too high coming from the Dothan airport, but you look over there at Bainbridge, Georgia, and places like that, they're awfully close to 100. So around the deep south, the core of the heat seems to be the wiregrass of southeast Alabama and southwestern Georgia. Convective outlook for the rest of today and tonight. Got a slight risk of severe weather just northeast of here. That basically runs from near Springfield, Illinois, down to Atlanta. Slight risk on the Canadian border and a slight risk over South Florida. And tomorrow, the risk is up north over the plains in the upper Midwest, as you typically expect this time of the year. There's a look at rain for the next 5 days. This valid through Saturday morning at 7 o'clock, and this is suggesting rainfall amounts of only a tenth of an inch around here. But understand with the summer convection, it will be very unevenly distributed. We'll see some spots getting a big downpour, some spots with nothing each day. But again, we'll be hoping that at least a few spots pick up a decent cooling shower or storm as we are on the far eastern periphery of the heat bubble. And what in the world is this? There's a look at a new convective mass down there in the Bay of Campeche. We've been watching that during the day today, and that has really increased, and we'll have to see what happens. But more than likely, if anything tries to form down there, that will be drifting west into the coast of Mexico, and accordingly, probably won't have a chance to get its act together. But you cross Mexico, and you got this thing. This is Tropical Storm Andres that's looking pretty good, hugging the coast of Mexico. Not particularly organized, and more than likely now it looks like it will not reach hurricane strength. Here's the latest look from the Hurricane Center. If it does, it will be very brief this evening, and then it should weaken to a tropical storm with the interaction with land, and then moving out into the cooler Pacific, where it will more than likely dissipate early in the weekend. But again, that's a sign things are heating up, at least over on the Pacific side. Let's look at the modeling. This is the GFS. This is valid at 1 o'clock tomorrow, 1 o'clock Tuesday. Nice trough over the east coast. Of course, the heat bubble over the central U.S., and we are in a northerly flow aloft now. We'll have to watch for any convective mass forming north of here that might drift down here during the day. And again, these surface charts just are not going to help us that much. That's showing a pretty good-looking mass of storms over northeast Alabama tomorrow. And there's no doubt, I think the better chance will be perhaps along and east of Interstate 65. But even west Alabama might catch a few isolated showers in there. Wednesday, pretty much the same deal. The core of the heat is a little west of here. We have that northerly flow aloft. We should see highs in the low 90s with a chance of at least scattered showers or storms. And on Thursday, same deal. Core of the westerlies up north, core of the heat just off to the west. And on Friday, the same deal. So really, every day for the rest of this week, we will have some risk of at least widely scattered showers and storms. And along the way, there could be a mesoscale convective complex, an MCS, or maybe a derecho type thing coming in from the north. We'll have to watch for, but there's not much skill in forecasting those things until you really see them on the radar. And there's the Friday surface chart. And again, the southeast will have that potential for a few scattered storms. Weekend ahead, I don't think anything out of the ordinary for summer. Here's a look at Saturday. The ridge beginning to expand again, so it looks kind of hot. And Sunday, the same thing, a vortex near Memphis. So, we'll mention a few pop-up storms, but nothing especially organized. And a week from today, still a northwest flow aloft here with the core of the really hot weather just off to the west. Look out there at the end of the forecast. This is the 8th of July. Yeah, the old 588 circle, but hey, it beats a 594 circle. Could be worse. And again, that looks like some very standard summertime weather, if that's correct, and it probably is. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And, of course, we invite you to watch us on television. If you are local to us, that's ABC 3340 News at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful evening, and God bless.
Weather.